Hilltop
Hello
Guard.
there.
Gunnar, is everything alright at the school? How is Drogon doing? Man, I don't want to talk. Who the hell are you? He was poisoned, but he's recovering now at the school. That's good to hear. Thank you for letting me know. I'll pass it on. Something I can help you with? I need some equipment. Can you help me out? Not personally, no. Fiona's in her smithy, however. I'm sure she can supply you whatever equipment you need at a decent price. Is there anything in Hilltop I can do to help out? Well, you might want to talk to Hanaya over at the town hall. I heard the mayor's so drunk he can barely stand, so she's got her hands full, I bet. Beyond that, you could check around to make sure the kobolds aren't still bothering the locals. We'd appreciate it. I already did all that. I'd gladly do that myself, but as long as we're this short-handed, none of us can spare the time from keeping watch before help arrives. I've got to go. Be careful. Oh, I'll be careful, alright. Wait, I forgot to get the item the wolf buried behind the smithy. Very important. I have no idea what it is. I don't remember. Here we go. Pile of stones. A ring. Ring of the Wolf. Once belonging to the druid Fargon, this ring has a sapphire set into it that contains the faint image of a wolf within. Wearing it increases one's ability to communicate with animals, and the wolf within the gem can be summoned to aid the wearer. Really? Unique power, self only, one charge. Oh, unique power means they had to... It's like custom with code, I believe. So it actually doesn't add to the item's value. How much animal empathy? +2. Well, we might use that down the road. I don't know that I've ever used that. A caravan? What is it doing here this soon after an attack? Well, it probably got here before the attack. Dorna. Merchant's Caravan Park. Visitors, please report to the community hall. 79 days since last invasion. Someone has scratched this line out. Alright, let's talk to the halflings.
Yes? Hello?
Oh there! Best watch your step, friend. There's kobold entrails all about. Who are you? The name's Furton. Grumble mumble. That's my brother Bergen. He doesn't talk much. Mind if I ask you a few questions? You'd probably be better off talking to Catriona. She heads the caravan, you know. But, you can ask me whatever you like. This is some kind of halfling caravan, then? It's not that unusual. It's no different than any other caravan that comes through here, I bet. Grumble mumble. Well, okay. It's probably smaller. That's true. Where are you headed next? East, I think, across the Anarok Desert. But not until everyone's healed up properly, I think. What happened here? Same thing that happened everywhere else in Hilltop, it looks like. We got attacked by kobolds. Scaly buggers figured they could rob us blind. Rumble mumble. Yes, brother, I know. We showed them good. Serves them right for underestimating halfling might. Halfling might? You're kidding, right? I'm not going to be mean to the halflings. I'm a dwarf. You defeated them then? Sure did. We're used to defending our caravan from bandits and the like. They took us by surprise though, sneaky critters, so a few of us got hurt. They ran off out of town, but I don't know where. Torias chased after them, so he'd know more, I guess. Well, I have no idea who Torias is, and apparently I cannot ask. Have you seen any kobolds leaving town recently? You mean other than the ones we chased out? Yes, I think so. Torias said he saw some running down from the north a while ago. Went through the gate. I've got to go. Best of luck to you then, friend. Alright. Oh, there's Torias. He's right here.
Pleased to see you.
Greetings, my lady. Might I say that it's a fine thing to be greeted by such a fair face as yours on such a cold day. Flatterer. Oh ho, we've only just met and here you've gone and figured me out already. It seems I'm as uncomplicated as halflings come, eh? My name is Tarius. A pleasure to meet you. Might I have the honor of knowing your name? My name is Gunnar's daughter, apprentice to Master Drogon. Ah, yes, the dwarven wizard. I remember him from our last visit. Fine fellow. Good to know we keep such excellent company. You're a bit of a cheeky halfling, aren't you? Ah, maybe just a little bit, my good lady dwarf. Perhaps you'd care to join me yourself in the enjoyment of some fine wine, Sorry, I make it a policy never to date men whom I could crush accidentally. Oh, it'd be a pleasant enough way to go. Flatterer, you say that now, but enough. We've business to speak of. There's something that Tarius might do for you today? I ask you a few questions. Well, I would gladly answer questions, dear woman, but I'm sure that Catriona would have my hide. I have to be on watch for the more kobolds, you see. Does this caravan sell anything? Well, Catriona would tell you that no, it doesn't, at least not at the moment. We came to Hilltop to stock up, and kobolds made off with a lot. At least they made off with our public goods. We have some private goods, if you know what I mean. Black market stuff. You mean illegal goods? Not necessarily, no. Just goods that might appeal to those of a more subtle nature. The workings to build traps, tools, those sorts of things. Let's see what you have then. Certainly. Give me but a moment to find what I have. Oh, more armor. Belt of agility +1. For, wait, how much? 42,000. You definitely can't get that much gold. Well, it comes with freedom, which I believe makes you immune to anything that could hamper your movement. So at least it's worth the money. More monk gloves. I believe these are also, what are these? Yeah, cold damage. Only usable by monk. Armor. Ooh, chain of stealth. Item moves silently +6. Pretty good. The Star of Simbar was a magical jewel guarded by 20 crossbowmen at all times in the royal palace in Simbar. A few years ago, a thief snuck in and stole the jewel in a daring raid. Before he was executed, the head guard claimed that he saw a dark shadow moving near the jewel's case, but when he fired his crossbow, the bolt bounced off it like it had hit a wall. The ricochet never made a sound. Oh, regular daggers. Have we seen those before? Dagger +1. 2,500. Short sword +1. Pretty good stuff. Whoa, lots of different arrows. Mild poison arrow. You don't want to be mildly poisoned. Potion of invisibility. Potion of lore? That could come in handy. So it's cheaper than identifying 2 items at a shop. So we'd need more items to make it worth it. Why would they put in items that are impossible to buy just for flavor? I guess so. You can also cheat if that's your thing. And add as much gold to your inventory as you like. Definitely can't get 40,000 though. I think you can get like maybe one of the items that's under 10k. 40,000. That's so much gold. I don't think there's any way to like grind for money. However, I think you encounter these guys in every chapter, so maybe he'll continue to sell it and you can get it later. Not too sure. More stuff for making focus crystals. Instruments with like Gaelic names that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Only usable by Bard, lets you use some spells once a day. So there is some interesting Bard stuff. I would never play a Bard in this because you get a Bard as your friend. What is this? No, invisibility purge. It's dust from Dota. It is expensive. Wow. Single use, 2,000 gold. Invisibility, improved invisibility, well, that's pretty good, but 4,000 gold for one use? I don't know about that. So there's Catriona. I'm going to take a short break before talking to her. I need to get a drink and etc. I will be back shortly. Alright, we'll talk to Catriona now.
Is there something you need? I don't have time to chat. My mates here need tending to, as I'm sure you can plainly see.
Who are you? The name's Catriona. I lead the caravan. Why? Who are you? My name is Gunnar's daughter, apprentice to Master Drogon. That's so. Dwarven wizard, right? I think I remember him. He's come to give me messages to take on to other towns sometimes. Pays handsomely. I've heard mention of this caravan. Master Drogon said these halflings come through here on a regular basis and have for many years. For generations, actually. It's something like a family trading route we follow. Very well then, Gunnar's daughter, apprentice to Master Drogon. What is it exactly that you need from me? Mind if I ask you some questions? You make it quick. Have you seen any kobolds pass by lately? That seems like a stupid question. What happened here? Attacked by kobolds, naturally. Seems obvious enough, doesn't it? I guess that was also a stupid question. They came out of nowhere and tried to rob us. Better than trying to kill you. Well, truth be told, they made a fair attempt at that as well. They didn't get away with anything important. Well, that's not true exactly. They took Dashnaya's cards, sadly. Who is this Dashnaya? Our fortune teller. She makes a bit of coin at the towns we stop at. Her family's been using those cards for generations. It's a sad day that we've lost them. If you get the chance, we'd sure appreciate getting those cards back. We'd even reward you. Not that I expect much. I bet those kobolds are long gone. Does anyone know where those kobolds went? Darius might. He followed after them a bit when they ran off. Maybe you should talk to him. I have some other questions. As you wish. So what kind of caravan is this? Well, we trade mostly, moving from town to town around the Silver Marches. Occasionally we'll range farther west, but not since the plague in Neverwinter. That's a reference to the previous campaign. We're wanderers for the most part, but I dare say we do well enough as merchants that we're welcome most anywhere. Do you have anything to sell? Not at the moment. We came to Hilltop to get supplies, and the kobolds took off with much of what we had stored. Sad day, isn't it? Where are you off to next? I'm thinking we'll try crossing the Anarok Desert. There's goods out east that'll bring a grand price when we head back this way. Would it be possible to join you on this trip? Why would I do that? I mean, that's what's gonna happen, but I don't have any motivation to ask that question. So you must be pretty wealthy, seems like a dangerous leading question. So I guess I'm done with her. Right then, fare you well. Does Darius have any kobold info?
Pleased to see you.
Do you know what happened to the kobolds that attacked you? Unlike the other kobolds which fled Hilltop by the gate, these ones ran north of here to an old farm. I followed them, but I didn't dare go inside as I was alone. Well, that's pretty useful information. Some of them jumped into the river to the east, but others might still be in there. They may even still have some of our equipment. I don't know. I might head that way. Care to join me? Alas, I cannot. I have to stay with my fellows until they're better. No running off to adventure for me. If you're thinking of going up there, I might suggest you speak to Catriona first. She might have a boon to ask of you. Beyond that, good luck. I already spoke to Catriona. What? No. Yes. Okay. Where's the farm? There's the path. Dorna with her 2 weapons. Well, 14 AC should be fine for this, I guess. Just seems a little dangerous. Lots of fog. I don't know if that's a graphic option or like if it's hardwired. So here's the farm. Kobolds inside, I remember this. Ooh, I'm gonna talk to a deer. This area shouldn't be so bad. Where has everyone gone? Well, they've probably been killed by kobolds. The deer appears skittish and suspects you are a vicious kobold ready to eat it. It has little interest in communicating with you. Aww. Alright, into the farm we go. Guess I'll bring out my other creatures. Well, not a lot going on up here. There's a basement that is open. Mold covered crate. Oh fuck. I got some green spores, I'm sure that's useful. Gold ring. Quartz crystal. Fire gate. Where's those spores? A clump of spores covered in a green mucus-like substance. Touching them causes long emerald strands to form between your hands and the spores. That's lovely. So I guess this disease is not doing anything right now. Fortitude save versus disease. I rolled a 1. Good lord. When I rest, it should lower some ability score. No, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Here's some kobold tracks. These appear to be kobold tracks. 3 of them seem to have gone into the cellar, but not come back out. Bet there's kobolds in there. Alright, kobold 1. I guess I'll switch to my sling.
Ha! Take her!
Ooh, sneak attack. Did that even work? No, I hit her sneak attack missed. And I hit the kobold with my sling. Kobold thug. Well, that kobold tried to get to me, and everyone else messed it up. Okay, kobolds are all dead. No one took any damage, doesn't seem like. Oh, there's the cards. Fortune cards. This is an unusual deck of cards. The cards are covered in strange runes and have symbols the likes of which you have never seen before. Despite the markings, there does not seem to be anything magical about them. Oh, that was actually a scroll we can use. A scroll of silence, although I'll probably still sell it. 4 gold. Boy. If I save up long enough, I'll be able to buy that 42,000 gold belt. A lot of money up here in the wilderness of the mountains. You make your fortune. It is supposed to be incredibly hot tomorrow, so hopefully we don't have to go out very much. And then it's gonna rain for like a week. Always brings out the mosquitoes. You know, this country has had problems with the dengue fever several times. And screens on windows, not a thing here. Very annoying. This guy is a red wizard of Thay. I'm gonna talk to this dog first. The dog responds gladly to your approach, excitedly wagging its tail and accepting your touch. Ask the dog for information on the kobolds passing. The dog responds to your empathic communication with images from its mind. It dislikes the smell of the kobolds and hid from the cruel creatures when they passed. The dog believes that the kobolds ran south along the path, heading for the place where the human wall opens up. Give the dog a snack. Someone in the hallway is like talking on speakerphone? On their phone? What in the world? It sounds like a walkie-talkie, actually. You fish into your pack for a few strips of dried meat. The dog gulps them down happily and wags its tail in thanks. I don't think the dog will have any useful information, but we may as well ask. The dog has difficulty understanding what you might find useful, though it happily informs you that the bubbling cauldron is a wonderful place to beg for food, or it was. Now it smells rank of kobolds. The dog responds gladly to you. Okay, yeah. Send the dog on its way. At your command, the dog happily bounds off to return to its normal routine. So these guys are evil slavers, and he wants to set up a shop here. And if we were like a good aligned character, this would be a pretty bad idea. But we're not. An ill wind accompanies this ill-fated day. And does this blasted cold ever end? How can civilization possibly exist in such a tormented landscape? I couldn't agree more. Yes, I suppose it is hard to be a druid while all around you nature sleeps. From the looks of you, I would guess you are Gunnar the Druid. I suppose small villages must brag about any potential hero, though I would have thought they would wait until you graduated from the school you have attended. How do you know that? I overheard a conversation at the town hall that described you in fair detail. Apparently, there are those who feel that you will continue on Drogon's legacy as an adventurer. I thought it might be worth getting a look at you before I left town. Perhaps we could talk about something of mutual benefit. What do you mean by that? Oh, sorry, I'm extremely yawny today. My name is Saren, and I am a wizard of Thay. And quite honestly, if that admission is not enough to make you turn around and walk away, then I would say we are off to a great start. What is a red wizard doing in Hilltop? Straight to business, then. Well, that is a better attitude than I have been met with so far. My good mistress, Lady Demetra Flas, Tharkion of Eltabar, is Tharkion a title? Has been working very hard to end the strife within Thay, as well as the costly and detrimental wars between Thay and her neighbors. Sounds awfully noble. Please, do not mistake her goals as being altruistic. Thavians crave two main things in life, gold and power. Part of her plan is to show the other rulers of our country how much can be gained through peace. Thay has begun to set up magical enclaves in cities throughout Faerun. These enclaves sell magic items of various sorts to anyone with sufficient gold. So far, the enclaves have been very successful, and Lady Floss has gained much prestige. Why would you come to such a small village? You must understand that normally we only set up an enclave in large cities where commerce is strong and profits are high. Unfortunately, we have had a very difficult time getting permission from local lords and rulers in the northwest. I am afraid our reputation precedes us. Your mayor is short-sighted and refuses to allow me to set up an enclave in Hilltop. Our goal was to prove our worth here in the Silver Marches, then expand once trust is earned. I always knew Varant was a fool. This could help Hilltop grow into a powerful center for trade. I see your friend has a quick mind. She is correct, and I told the mayor as much. As one of Drogon's students, you command some respect around here. I hoped you might be willing to convince the mayor that my presence could only be a benefit here. How much is it worth to you? I can afford to pay you 100 gold. I would imagine that in a small village like this, that would be enough to buy you a small farm, and possibly the farmer too. What if I say that's not enough? I don't wanna cancel the quest. It's not a persuade check, so I'm gonna use my gamer intuition and say he's gonna be like, too bad. If it was a persuade, I'd be more willing to give it a shot. I'll see what I can do. That is all I ask. Thank you for doing such a kindness for a stranger. You shall be well rewarded. How about some gold up front? I'll give it a shot. Success. It is always good to establish a rapport with those you deal with. I find gold helps speed the bonding. Here is 10 gold. I might even be willing to forget I gave you an advance if you do a good job. Best of luck to you, my young friend. Where do I get my 40,000 gold? I need 100,000 gold, please. Alright, we'll try and get this set up. I think everyone gets mad at us, but they might have some useful items we also can't afford. Once they get the shop set up. Excuse me, let me in. Alright. I guess we'll try the mayor first.
Oi, what can I get ya?
Does anyone have another bottle of wine? I seem to be right out. I think you have had enough, sir. There's never enough. Not when you really need it. Like when my wife died. Jesus Christ. Alright, I guess we can't talk to him. Sir, please do not drink any more of that wine. You are going to make yourself sick. Nonsense! I'm healthy as a bull. A little bit of wine never hurt any. Oh my, that didn't feel so good. Belch. That is disgusting, sir. I am sorry, Gunnar, but I have little time. Is there something you need? Yeah, I met a red wizard of Thay. Ah, another one of the little problems. At least this one was easy to solve. I simply sent him packing. What did that red wizard have to say to you? He was hoping you would reconsider his proposition? The red wizards of Thay are the evish bunch of no-good doers I've ever heard of. I will never allow one into the community. Not on my life. You have spoken to him, though. What makes you think I should allow him to set up an enclave? Let's see the options here. Hilltop would be better defended from attacks if the red wizards were here. That's true. Saren only wishes to bring us prosperity. He wishes to bring himself prosperity. That's not true. That's a falsehood. Intimidate. So, hold on. There have been intimidate checks in this, but there's also persuade dash intimidate checks? Doesn't make any sense. If you don't let the wizard stay, the mayor might have an accident. I didn't know the red wizards are evil. Alright, let's try the first one. Failure. You must not have heard the stories I have heard, Gunnar. The red wizards are not to be trusted, and you can tell him I said so. You are making a big mistake, Naya. Man, I really want the red wizard to set up shop, but I don't know if I want to threaten this guy's life. You're making a big mistake. That may be so, but letting him stay could be a bigger mistake. You must trust me on this. No.
Hello there.
Shit. I fucked it up. I failed the persuade. When was our last save? Okay, it was when coming into town. Do I want to save scum this? The items probably aren't useful for me. I guess we'll accept our luck. I assume the items aren't useful for me. I don't actually remember what he sells. I'll make a new save just in case I look it up later and he sells some incredible stuff. I don't think there'd be anything vital to the game, though. It would just be fun to have an evil slave wizard in town.
Salutations.
So, what did the mayor and his beautiful assistant have to say? I am afraid my appeal changed nothing. So be it. I thank you for trying to help me. You are a fresh breeze in a town full of the stench of prejudice. Good luck, Gunnar. Yeah, I'm a vessel of tolerance. You know, if you're intolerant to slavers, yeah, can you really be said to be understanding? Help me! Somebody help me! Oh, Gunnar, thank the gods you are here. You must help me, please. Kobolds attacked our house. Adam and I were still in bed when they burst into our room. We climbed out the window and Adam helped me down. Then he went back in the front door. He went to save little Tynan, but he hasn't returned. Tynan is only 2 months old. Oh, please, Gunnar, you must save them. There is no time then. I will do my best. Before I do anything, let's discuss payment. You have to be like a psychopath to do that. I have my own problems. Why don't you go save your baby yourself? Okay, there's no time. Oh, thank you, Gunnar. Please hurry. So, there's an interesting little factoid with this infant child. Oh, there's 2 kobolds. Did not notice the second one. Okay, so this guy is dead. The corpse of Adam Blake lies on the floor of the house. He has been pierced repeatedly by kobold swords. I think if you have resurrection, you can actually resurrect him, but he just kind of stands there. That could also be a false memory. But I don't think it if you are able to revive him, I don't believe it interacts with the quest at all. So, now we have to do some kobold negotiation. Yip yip! Me stole the baby, stupid dwarven woman! We gots control of you now, yip! Just give me the baby and I will let you go. Me not think so, yip! Kobolds love them children, so do you. If you want it, yip, you must gives me shiny gem in return. Yip, me saw a human downstairs had nice shiny. You gets and gives to me. Yip, yip. Okay, there's a number of ways this can play out. You can get the baby killed, which is unfortunate. I can give him a shiny gem. Trying to snatch the baby, I'm pretty sure, pisses him off. Persuade, give me the baby or die now. Alright, here's a nice shiny gem. Now give me that child. Yip, yip, yip. Me so happy. Me is now going. You take smelly baby. Him make big stink. So, let's take a look. There's the baby in our inventory. This small bundle of joy seems to be emanating a peculiar odor. The baby's name is Tynan, the son of Nora and Adam Blake. He was rescued from a vicious kobold. Let me out of here. Excuse me, Badger. Bear, excuse me. Alright, now we go return the child to its mother. Where are they? Where are Adam and Tynan? Did you find them? So, you might notice option 2 here, which says, I am keeping your child. You can keep the baby. You can keep the baby in your inventory for the whole game. They patched this out, but if you got the Red Wizard to set up his enclave in the village, in version 1.0 or whatever of Shadows of Undrentide, you could sell the baby to the Red Wizard for like 500 gold. And like sometime later, they were like, oh, maybe we should get rid of the quest where you sell the baby into slavery. where you kidnap this woman's child. I think you kill her, because I think if you say I'm keeping your child, she goes crazy and attacks you and you have to kill her. So when this game came out, you had the option, and frankly, I'm disappointed that they removed it. I mean, they have all kinds of other evil bastard choices in this game. They can't let you keep a baby, kidnap a baby, and sell it into slavery. 500 gold is nothing to sneeze at, is all I'm saying. But you no longer have the option to sell it to the wizard, but you can still keep it, and you can just keep the baby for the whole game. Doesn't do anything. You just have a baby. I have some good news and some bad news. Here is your young babe. Thank the gods, and you too, Gunnar. Oh, Tynan, you precious little boy, how I feared you were dead. My alignment shifted toward good? I guess that's good. Saving a baby. I feel like most people who aren't evil would save a baby if they could. But where is Adam? He is still alive, isn't he? Please, tell me I am not a widow. Persuade lie. He is alive. He is just waiting inside for you. Success. Oh, thank you. I will go to him right away. First, though, you deserve a reward. I sure do. The only thing of value I have is my wedding ring. Great. I guess it'll have to do then. I am sorry. I wish I had more to offer. I hope all goes well for you. I had better go see to my husband. Thank you again, Gunnar. Sweet. Thanks for the ring. Have fun in there. You know, that's the kind of freewheeling, chaotic, neutral shenanigans you should be able to get up to. Where's the ring? Nora's wedding ring. This is the wedding ring of Nora Blake, given as a reward for saving her child from kobolds. Yep. That's what happened.
Indeed.
No, stop. Guys. We have a rogue. Not necessary. 3 gold. Excellent. Who are these children? Why are there children here now? That's weird. That's a little weird. It's children. Gate captain, what do you want, pal?
What?
Greetings, Gunnar. You're not thinking of heading beyond the wall, are you? With all them kobolds out there? I have no choice. I need to find those kobolds. You're going to go looking for them? Well, that's a switch. At any rate, if you're going out there, be careful. There's no telling what you'll encounter on the road this time of year. Why is there no telling what's out there? Welcome to Hilltop, second place communities in bloom. Thank you for visiting Hilltop, a community that cares. Is this the whole map out here? Oh, yep, it sure is. Make this bigger, can't I? Yeah. Cannot move it, though. That's 2003 UI design, baby. Is it still showing the whole map? I don't think so. I guess it... No, it isn't. Okay. So here's the farm. Could we go down there? I think that was blocked off. I don't remember. Let's save. The deer appears skittish. Okay, we've read that. So, there's like a quest to hunt a white stag here. And if you open the map in the tools, there's like squares. There's areas that when you enter, it'll do a search check. And you need to succeed at a certain number of those checks in order to find the location of the white stag. In order for the white stag to appear. I believe there's one down here. You notice some tracks in the snow. Yep. These appear to be stag tracks, but they are from an unusually large one you are not familiar with. Not sure if you get second chances if you fail the search check on an individual trigger. Oh, there's a bear near death back here. Growl. Send your mind out to touch the bear's mind. The bear eyes you with an unfriendly disposition. It seems to have great discomfort as it shuffles forward. Examine the bear. After a quick inspection, you notice that the bear seems to have an arrow embedded in its chest. Remove the arrow and cleanse the wound. Just as you finish cleansing the wound, the bear licks your face with its long, rough tongue. It then shambles off into the trees contentedly. Uh-oh, I'm getting more good alignment points. I'm gonna be true neutral before too long. Whoa, did they remaster that water? I can't remember if it looked like this or not. I know in the original release it was like the flat like animation, like transparent blue animation, and they updated it to like quote unquote real water at some point, but I don't remember if this was what it looked like or not. Oh, looks pretty nice all things considered. Not sure if they enhanced it or not. Another deer, it's skittish deer. Some kind of lake. There's a guy. Challenge rating impossible. There are dialogue options you can select that require you to fight him, and he will murder you. I think he's an arcane archer. This elf has a quiet awareness about him that seems almost uncanny. Not really sure what that's supposed to mean. Excuse me. Dead kobold. Nothing back there. Alright, I believe we get a lot of information from this guy.
I greet you.
I greet you, friend. Come and warm yourself by my fire. It is a cold day, and the road, as you can see, is more dangerous than usual. More dangerous than you think. Hand over your belongings, now! That would get us killed. Thank you, I appreciate the hospitality. I would gladly break bread with you, but I am short on supplies at the moment. Still, I am gladder for the company. It has been a long and tedious winter's day for me. Now, what brings a dwarven woman such as yourself to these parts? You are from the village of Hilltop, I take it? I'm looking for a group of kobolds that attacked Hilltop, actually. Ah, I see. In that case, you have both good and bad luck. The kobolds passed by on this very road. As you can see, however, they met in ambush. I was nearby and watched the entire event as it occurred. I can tell you what I saw, if you wish. Yes, tell me what happened. A group of gnolls leapt out from the forest, taking the kobolds by surprise. They exchanged words, but I could not hear clearly. I believe the gnolls were demanding something. Regardless, it was obvious that the kobolds were not about to comply. They fought, but the gnolls had the obvious advantage. No doubt. That could not have gone well for the kobolds. Gnolls are large and fearsome creatures. Some of the kobolds ran towards the elven crypt, I believe, while a larger group fled north towards the mountains. What did the gnolls do after the battle? They looted what corpses remained, of course, and took a group of surviving kobolds prisoner and headed east. Tell me about this elven crypt. It is the burial place for the elven warriors of Askelhorn from long ago. It is a shameful tale of our people, and therefore the crypt lies forgotten. I've heard tell of Askelhorn. That's an ancient place, long ago destroyed. I knew it was in this region, but I had no idea it was near here. If the kobolds did indeed enter within, they will not last long. Better that they had remained without and died at the hands of the gnolls. I am surprised that the haunting voices that echo through the crypt did not drive them out immediately. Did I ask what the gnolls did already? Oh yeah, I did, okay. Did you see anything else? As a matter of fact, I believe I saw a single kobold come out of the elven crypt not long ago. He seemed skittish and frightened, perhaps a messenger or lone survivor. Did you see where that one went? Man, this badger is going nuts. He headed east, strangely. I would have thought he would go north towards the mountains. East lies the human village of Blumberg. Why would he go there? Perhaps he was confused, I cannot say. If the kobold showed his face in the human village, however, I doubt he still lives. I have some other questions. Of course, what do you wish to ask? Would you tell me the story behind the elven crypt? Persuade check. Success. I suppose it would be of no harm to tell you a little of the tale, even though you are not of elven blood yourself. That crypt belongs to the warriors of Askelhorn, the capital and crown jewel of the ancient elven nation of Erlan. No doubt you have never heard of such a place. It fell into ruin long ago, you see, when its rulers became jealous of the power of man. They sought out dark arts to give them power, and in so doing destroyed themselves. This crypt, this is the last that remains of their honored dead. So the rest of the elves hated Askelhorn? We hated what Askelhorn's pride had turned it into. It is a past we would rather forget. This crypt was built by my own people, you see, to honor those warriors of Askelhorn who turned to fight against the evil of its rulers. They were traitors to their own land, but did what needed to be done. It is the last of Askelhorn that stands, a bitter tale to be true. So Askelhorn was near here? That's an old tale even by elven standards, Gunnar. Ah, but I would speak no more of it. Enter the crypt for yourself if you wish to pay your respects, but be wary. I noticed some unusual deer tracks nearby. Do you know anything of them? Truly, then you are more than you seem. Those tracks belong to the elusive Shadowheart, my quarry, and the reason I am hunting in these foothills. Shadowheart? Indeed. It is a rare and wonderful beast, white as the snow all around us, and possessing the unique ability to vanish into the winds. I am loath to kill such a magnificent beast, but I simply must have its horns. They are part of the only cure for an illness my wife has contracted, I'm afraid. How does one hunt a beast who disappears? He does not vanish entirely. Indeed, if you have ever seen a blink dog, the Shadowheart moves very similarly. It teleports short distances away in order to flee. This does not make it impossible to hunt, but it does make it very difficult. Still, I have no choice. I must have those horns or perish in the attempt. Have I asked him who he is? I don't think so. My name is Farron Valiantheart, Ranger and Arcane Archer of the High Forest Wood Elves, at your service. Arcane Archer? Indeed, I am one of a select few who have dedicated ourselves to the mastery of the bow, combining magic and archery into one discipline. It is a path that is closed to your kind, I am afraid, though I mean no disrespect to the bowmanship skills of your race. I should go. Very well. It was good to meet you, friend. Another time, perhaps. Well, here's a bunch of dead kobolds and gnolls, mostly kobolds. They did get a few though. Are kobold attackers ambushed by gnolls? Can't say I'm sad, but I'd like to know why it happened. Where are the tracks? I have spotted some tracks. Are these the tracks? It is obvious from the tracks that a group of kobolds fled the battle at some point and ran in this direction. There appears to have been little pursuit by any other creatures. Kobold healer. By examining the bodies in the area and the tracks nearby, it is obvious to you that the kobolds were ambushed by a group of gnolls as they passed. You suspect that the gnolls were victorious, though it seems equally likely that many of the kobolds fled during the melee. Oh, no loot. More kobold tracks leading into the Elven Crypt. What is my spot at? Not sure what skill it's using. 3. It's probably using spot because my search is at 0. Oh, Dorna could be helping us as well. I'm sure her stats are higher. Yeah, 6 spot, 4 search. Pretty good. Time to head into the crypt. This is the first dungeon of the game. A message has been chiseled into the face of this granite marker in several languages. While almost faded, it is still legible. Herein lie the brave warriors of fair Ascalorn. Know ye that they perished with honor, and that the memory of their grim duty shall fill our hearts with sadness for all eternity. If thou dost enter this hallowed place, enter with respect. Those who seek only to defile shall be granted no mercy. I remember these bats being hostile. I wonder if they're friendly if you're a druid. Well, there's some hostile rats. Oh, where did my disease go? I don't remember resting or anything. Well, Dorna's taking some damage. Still quite a few rats left. I'm fighting this dire rat. Oh, don't attack of opportunity me. I don't not to give you permission for that. Now I'm taking damage. Tumble failure. Why are they getting attacks of opportunity just when being approached? Did they enhance that? Is that part of the enhanced edition? That shouldn't be happening, I don't think. Anyway, Hall of Remembrance. The stone of this small marker is cracked and covered with small patches of moss. The words Hall of Remembrance are written in several languages across its face, though the individual letters have worn almost to the point of illegibility. Some kind of pillar here. I forget what exactly its function is, but I know you need lore. Some bones. Morning Star. Probably not worth grabbing. Oh, let's try the pillar. There is an old inscription on this pillar. The language is unfamiliar, but further study could possibly reveal its nature. Lore. Success! The inscriptions appear to be in the Elven tongue, describing the history of the fallen city Ascalorn. Read the history. This isn't history, this is a poem. Altogether come and mourn for our fair city Ascalorn. Like a crowning jewel was Ascalorn, for proud Erlan her beauty born. Yet even at the height of power, when we ascended like a tower, And other lands most jealous grew, still we sought to prove us true, for mastery over ancient force. We looked at the growing race of man, and fear of weakness through us ran, reaching down to Shadow's heart, for greater forces than our art. But like reaching out to touch the sun, we were burned, our strength undone, and evil through our city did course. So for the evil that we had become, it was up to us to make undone. We tore it down and slew our kin, and in blood and death repaid our sin. We are the traitors and the faithful, and in death we lay here shameful. Forever shall our souls feel this remorse. May those who come upon our sleeping do not waste your time in weeping. For evil done and good repaid, we hope our lives a balance made. And do not harshly judge us now. We gave our all, best we knew how, but altogether come and mourn for our fair city Askelhorn. Alright, there's a path down which leads deeper into the dungeon. There's these two rooms on the side. So we do not have the key for this one, but we will get it later. And I do not remember what the room on the other side consists of. It is unlocked. Hopefully it's not full of rats. Well, I guess we can rest here and get back our hit points. It's interesting that the hardcore difficulty setting doesn't seem to affect resting at all. You can still just rest wherever. While faded and cracked with age, the statue depicts a handsome elven man wielding a glittering sword and wearing an amulet engraved with a crescent moon. The elf appears to gaze down at you with sad, unearthly eyes, and you are left with the definite impression that you are watched. An inscription at the statue's base reads, "I who shall watch over those who rest bid you to cast a prayer in my name. Orlon the Rethian, creator of the elves and first of the Seldarine." Ah, sure, I will pray faithfully. Well, if we get poisoned or anything in here, maybe we can come back to have it cured. But it is just about my scheduled stopping time. So before I go down, I suppose I'll end the stream. I should be streaming again on Thursday at the, well, earlier than I started today, hopefully. But I will not be streaming tomorrow. So thanks for watching. Next time we'll be doing some dungeon diving and getting some loot and killing some kobolds.